this time, we have a public hearing in regards to the local law prohibiting parking on both sides of Fergerson Road adjacent to Central Park. Be it so noted that the public hearing has been posted in the proper places, including the newspapers. And at this time, I would like to open it up to the public for those to speak for it.
Supervisor Boyke, I'd like to speak on behalf of the Parks and Recreation Department. This was a request after we reviewed with the Codes Office with Wayne Dean and Mark Marzullo the new project going in at Central Park Fields Development. And because of that, there was a concern about fields being closer to Fergerson Road and people wanting to park on Fergerson Road to watch games from the road, which would cause potential safety problems for emergency vehicles and residents, sight lines off of 31 and that kind of thing. So I'm here to speak in favor of that. I also sent out 28 letters to residents living on Fergerson Road. I received in favor. Lori Lake Toms of 8579 Weaver Road is my Parks and Rec Commission chairman, and she agrees with the posting for safety reasons, including that for the residents, for the park participants, and for motorists for fly balls. And also I received in agreement of Bob Erickson of 8755 Fergerson Road. Thought it was a fantastic idea. He lives just down past the park, and it's difficult for not only local traffic, but he felt safety vehicles getting down through if there was a need. So he's in favor of posting.
Thank you. Anyone else to speak in favor? Anyone to speak against?
Again, Supervisor Boyke, I did get a call from Mr. Colasanti, who could not be here this evening, 8483 Fergerson Road. His comment was the only time needed is during the Pop Warner events. There's no need, there is nowhere else to park. He feels that it will be a waste of time and money.
Thank you. Anyone else to speak against? With that, I'll close the public hearing. Discussion from the board.
Chief, do you have any thoughts on this particular ordinance?
I don't have feelings either way, whether or not we put them up or we don't put them up. Other than that, I did have a conversation with Jody regarding when we do have the Pop Warner event where they have opening night in September. We do bag the signs that are on the one side already so that people can park on there, but we only do that when we have someone out there controlling traffic to make sure there's room for emergency vehicles. We would never bag those signs unless we had someone out there supervising the road at the time.
So in the event of a special event such as that, you have the control to put people there and be able to park on there if necessary?
Exactly. Yeah. And so far it's only been one time a year.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Just a point of clarification, parking was allowed on one side, has been allowed on one side?
Yes, it has.
And which side again?
It's allowed on the east side,
Okay.
which is the park side.
Okay.
But because of the development of the park, we will have fields right up. Currently now, the outfield of the field that exists there comes up to the road on the east side of Fergerson. Now with the new configuration of fields, we'll have two fields that will have their first and third base lines on Fergerson Road, the east side of it. So for people who don't want to walk, they will park on the road. And there's a concern about cars stacking up on that side, as well as trying to see getting in and out on Route 31 on that corner. That's the main purpose behind this, is the new configuration of fields.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we enact local law number 2, section 198-7 of the town code to take and have no parking on both sides of Fergerson Road for 1,985 feet.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Ms. Boyke?
Yes. Next on the agenda is the approval of the siltation erosion control agreement with Kildares Meadows. Any discussion on this?
Well, I'll just tell the public that Kildares Meadows is a project that includes 35 residential lots to be located north of Orangeport Road and LeBeau Lane. This was reviewed by our engineer, who made a recommendation that the developer needs to post security in amount of $28,767.80 for erosion and sediment control prior to the start of construction. And it talks about getting the appropriate permits for construction of the road and under the overhead power transmission wires, etc. So that's kind of the gist of it. And we do have an agreement, which is pretty much a standard agreement, right?
That's correct. It's a standard town agreement between the developer and the town to ensure that the siltation and erosion control measures, there's security in place in case they are not constructed per the approved plans. The town will have the benefit of drawing upon that security to ensure that the site does comply with the approved documents. This is a previously approved subdivision. I believe it was in roughly May of 2008. For whatever reason, I know the developers here, if there's any specific questions you may want to ask of them, but through time, it just probably due to economic conditions and the real estate market, it was never progressed any further, but at this time they are looking to begin construction of this project.
Where's the developer? Oh, hi. I just want to know who you are. Did you want to say anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
If you got any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I'm good.
Anything else, John?
That's it. We just took a look to, just to check it against the security amount that was calculated by the previous engineer, and the erosion and sediment controls that are proposed to be provided appear to be adequate, and the dollar figure attached to that seems reasonable.
Thank you.
Sure. This motion is to authorize the supervisor to execute the siltation and erosion control agreement with Butternut Creek LLC for Kildares Meadow Development as presented upon deposit by Butternut Creek LLC of the required security, $28,767.80, which such authorization shall supersede its prior authorization on May 12, 2008 regarding the same agreement.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coro?
Yes.
Ms. Boyke?
Yes.